Hello, my name is Guy Wallace. I'd like to orient you to the extension of the PACT processes from an ISD methodology to an HPT methodology, Human Performance Technology. I am the author of both the PACT processes for training and development, learning, and knowledge management, and the Enterprise Process Performance Improvement, or EPI, methodologies. PACT looks at the performer within a process, or many processes, and is an instructional design methodology. It attends to the enabling knowledge and skills required and the development, acquisition of instructional content of any blend. The PACT practitioner roles that transfer into EPI are the project manager and the performance analyst roles. EPI is not an ISD methodology, although it starts off similar to the PACT processes, by looking at the process and using performance models and enabling knowledge and skill matrices, but looking beyond knowledge and skills as the enablers to other human asset enablers of physical attributes, psychological attributes, intellectual attributes, and personal values, and beyond the human to the environmental asset enablers of the enterprise. Data and information, materials and supplies, tools and equipment, facilities and grounds, budget and head count, culture and consequences, and any gaps from the ideal set of enablers to those actually in place. EPI Stage 1, targeting EPI, is a 4-phase approach. EPI Stage 2, EPI intervention initiatives, a 6-phase process for implementing the findings of the targeting EPI efforts. More on these later. Stage 1 targeting EPI, quickly but systematically and systemically, involves the right people in determining the probable causes for a performance problem or opportunity, and in determining the right processes and infrastructure needed to meet some opportunity, and then determining the plans, schedules, and the resources required to conduct the overall improvement effort in the next stage of EPI, Stage 2. Stage 1 should be completed in a matter of a couple of weeks to a couple of months. EPI Stage 2, EPI intervention initiatives, where the significant investments are made for the greater returns in specific integrated improvement efforts. These efforts might first address the process itself, perhaps re-engineering it or leaning it, and or getting it to some sigma level of statistical control. The effort might then include addressing the human asset management systems and or the environmental asset management systems, depending on what was uncovered in the Stage 1 efforts. EPI Stage 2 efforts are typically much longer than EPI Stage 1 efforts. EPI first looks at the process before looking at any of the enablers. EPI first looks at the process to see if it is meeting the stakeholder metrics, their requirements and desires. Stakeholders such as the government, owners and shareholders, executive management, customers, management, employees and individual contributors, suppliers, and the community at large. If the process is not meeting the requirements and desires of the stakeholders, then perhaps the product is suspect, or the process making or rendering it, or the human and or environmental enablers are not sufficient. Process control via SPC, Six Sigma, might be the place to start. Unless the process isn't streamlined, it needs to be first leaned, using the concepts and methods of lean and industrial engineering. That might be the place to start. Unless, of course, the process is making a product that the market doesn't want or value enough, in which case other marketing efforts might be undertaken first to determine the needs and values of the marketplace and develop a competitive strategy. That might be the place to start. Unless the business is past growth and well into maturity and approaching decline and discontinuance, in which case you don't want to spend a nickel on improvements of your dying cash cow. You just want to milk it. But if the process is in control, enough control, and meeting the stakeholder requirements and desires, then the human assets and environmental assets are scrutinized for their impact to the process and to the output. Human assets requirements fall into 5 broad categories, each with its own set of subcategories: awareness, knowledge, and skills, physical attributes, psychological attributes, intellectual attributes, personal values. Environmental asset requirements fall into these 6 broad categories, each with its own set of subcategories: data and information, materials and supplies, tools and equipment, facilities and grounds, expense budgets and capital budgets, culture and consequences. The 4 phases of targeting EPI are project planning and kickoff. Phase 2, current state analysis. Phase 3, future state design. Phase 4, implementation planning. The phases of EPI Stage 2, EPI Intervention Initiatives. Phase 1, project planning and kickoff. Phase 2, analysis. Phase 3, design. Phase 4, development and acquisition. Phase 5, pilot test. Phase 6, revision and release. The human asset management systems that might be addressed in Stage 2 improvement efforts include those that address organization and job design and redesign, staffing and succession planning systems, recruiting and selection systems, training and development systems, performance appraisal and management systems, compensation and benefit systems, reward and recognition systems. Environmental asset management systems that may need to be addressed and improved include information and data systems, material and supply systems, tool and equipment systems, financial systems, facility and ground systems, culture and consequence systems. In summary, EPI, Enterprise Process Performance Improvement, has 2 stages. Stage 1, targeting EPI. 4 phases to quickly get at what truly is the improvement opportunity, and what's at risk, and what's the return on investment, and what's worthy of investments in any potential Stage 2 efforts. EPI Stage 2, Enterprise Process Performance Improvement Intervention Initiatives, where process performance is addressed and the enabling asset management systems, the human asset management systems, and the environmental asset systems. My name is Guy Wallace, and you can contact me through my website at www.eppic.biz. B-I-Z. I hope that you found this informational. Thank you, and have a good day.